Hey ladies and gentlemen, I've had a lot of embarrassing moments that happened in my life, and not all of them are long enough to warrant a full video. I thought that I would take all my most embarrassing stories and shove them into a collection. My most embarrassing stories, Volume 1. Locked out. I was about 16 years old, and my grandparents took me to this thing. It's called a booking conference. It's where theater owners go shopping for performers to come to their theater. And they went to go do something. I don't remember where they went. I just remember my grandma saying, "All right, Elijah, we'll be back. We're just gonna go do some stuff." And I'm like, okay, I'll be here chillin'. And as I'm there chillin', I decided to go take a shower and call room service. Because I figured if I order room service, when I'm done with the shower, it will be there. When I got out of the shower, I heard knocking, and I'm like, oh, I guess it could be room service. And I opened the door. Nobody's there, except one guy walking down the hall. I think that might have been the room service guy. So he just dropped off my food. And so I step out the door, and I look at the food just to make sure he got the right thing so I can call him. And all I hear behind me is, I look up and I realize the door is now closed to the room. And I was in my towel, and that was all I was wearing. And I didn't have my phone, and I didn't know who my grandparents were. I had to walk down to the front desk. The guy was like, "Hey, how can I help you?" Yeah, I locked myself out of the room. I was going to the pool, and I locked myself. Can I have keys to get in my room? And the guy was like, "Sir, there's no pool here." So I was like, I just need to go up. I just need to go upstairs. And he was like, "Sir, I can't let you in. You have no ID, no nothing. Can't let you in." And then he went back to typing on his computer. And I was like, "Hey, sir, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. What? Sir? Oh, hey, you answered. Okay, listen, right now, I am naked, and I need your help to get back into my room because my grandparents are gone, and I am a child, and I'm scared. Please help." And as soon as I said that, something clicked in his head, I think, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, let me get you to your room now." And we flew to our room, and he opened the door, and he left me, and I ate my food in embarrassment and sadness, all in one. Because not only was I naked, but I was locked out and naked, which is never a good combo. And if you don't know, I'm a magician. I do magic. I've been doing it since I was 6, okay? I was hanging out on stage, performing as I do. Halfway through the performance, I'm just doing a trick. I'm doing some magic, and I'm like, "Watch this dove appear." I made a dove appear, and then I dropped the dove, because it was a fake dove. And when I go to pick it up, I just hear, and I feel a little bit of a breeze. And I reach around, and I look up at the audience. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just ripped my pants. And that was at the beginning of the show. So for the next 30 minutes, I had to perform with ripped pants without turning around to show my ripped pants. If that wasn't enough to make me feel embarrassed, not only did I do that, as I bent down to pick something else out, I forgot that my pants were ripped. And as I pick it up, the audience starts laughing. And I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" And somebody shouts out, "Hey, nice butt." And I'm like, oh no. When the rip happened, it went deeper than I thought it did. My whole butt cheek fell out, apparently. I was like, "All right, thank you guys for having me, and I'm gonna leave now. I'm just gonna go. I'm a magician. Goodbye." Barf Bag. It's about 2 a.m. and I'm taking an Uber back from a comedy show. I'm sitting in the back seat, and me and the driver's kind of chatting along. Have you been here long? I just moved out here. Okay, cool. We have some writers joining us. So we pull over to the road, and 2 people get in the car, and they are wasted. One guy sits in the front, and one guy sits next to me. The guy that's sitting next to me just looks at me and is like, "Hey, dude, what's up, man? Just hanging out. How you seem like you're doing great." "Oh yeah, I am. I'm doing awesome." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's great." Kind of a tangent here. I love traveling on planes because they have these things called barf bags. Barf bags are an amazing invention. And the reason why I say this is because as the guy was talking to me drunkly, "Hey, yeah, dude, he starts dry heaving, which made me think, oh boy, I wish I was in the airplane right now so I could hand him a barf bag. And then he looks at me and says, "Dude, I'm so sorry." And he vomits right on my lap. It would have been fine, if it ended right there. But me, since gag reflex exists, I turn over to him, and I puke on him. Now I'm covered in puke, this guy's covered in puke, still about 20 minutes away from our destinations. The feeling that I felt was like just somebody reached into my chest and ripped out my emotions and was like, this is what you're feeling right now. You're feeling embarrassment. I just want to throw up just thinking about it. And that's why I say, guys, put barf bags everywhere you can, especially where barf would ruin somebody's day, such as a theme park, a bar, or in the back of an Uber. Man, I'm having war flashbacks right now. These are intense. And we'll be back right after this message. Disaster wedding. When I was about 15 years old, this is when I was really getting interested in filmmaking. You wouldn't see me without a camera around. I was filming practically everything. One day while I was recording around the downtown area of my town, a person came up to me and was like, "Excuse me, are you a filmmaker by any chance?" Yes, I am. "Oh, that's great. Could you film my wedding? I'll pay you $100. Jesus. $100 to a 15-year-old kid. I was like, hell yeah, whatever you need me to do, stranger, just don't touch me inappropriately. So fast forward, I think a month later, he was a local to where I live, so I literally just had to walk to where his wedding was. I start going around and filming, and then cut to the most important part in the ceremony, the vows. So I set up my tripod, I walk away from the camera, I come back, the ceremony's already started, I start moving the camera, being a camera operator, making sure that the frame was nice. And as soon as the marriage officiant, whatever that guy is, says, "You may now kiss the bride." As soon as he said those words, I looked and I realized my camera wasn't recording this whole time. Oh my God. I forgot to press the record button. When I walked away, I came back, I thought it was already recording because they were already starting talking. I just raised my hand. I said, excuse me, excuse me. The groom's like, what? Can't you see we're in the middle of something? I forgot to hit record. Can you do like the vows part again? Sorry. And I could see it in the groom's eyes. His eyes just went up in flames. Scary stuff. And they just did it again because they wanted to capture it on film. And I felt so embarrassed that I had to raise my hand and be like, yeah, I messed up doing my job. Did not capture the most important part of your lives. My bad. And that's a disaster wedding. Caught. I'm 17 and this girl and I go on a date for the first time. And after the date ended, she was like, "Oh, I had such a good time and I don't want to stop hanging out with you." But it was too late to go back to either of our places, so we just ended up hanging in the back of her car. Not her house, but her car. We just start talking and eventually we start kissing and then we start making out. It's getting hot and steamy, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, kids under 18. I take off my shirt. We're about to wrestle in the backseat, for sure. And then we're still kissing, and I just hear... We stop kissing, and we look, and there's just a security guard looking into the car, and he's like, roll it down. And so we couldn't really roll down the car because it was off, but we quickly put on our shirts, and as I'm getting dressed, I'm just thinking, man, security guard cock blocked me, son of a gun, not again. Me and this girl just sitting there on the car, our faces are glowing bright red. And he was just like, you guys can't do that. I think the most embarrassing part about it was, as he was yelling at me, still had an erection. It wasn't my fault he interrupted me. As you can see, I've had a handful of embarrassing moments in my life, and I thought I'd share them with you through the internet. If you guys like this one, there will be a volume 2 sooner than later. Now, if you've had an embarrassing moment, comment in the comment section down below. I would love to know. And send this to somebody who's had an embarrassing moment before so they can not feel alone in life. Because I think not feeling alone when you're embarrassed is the best thing. So go ahead and share that with them, because they could share that to somebody else, and then they could share that to somebody else, and then somebody else cannot feel alone in the world. And that's what we really want. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. I make kind of animated story time videos like this. I post videos every single Monday and Friday. So thank you very much for watching. Part 2 will be out sooner than later. This is my most embarrassing stories, volume 1. Thank you for watching. I got plenty for maybe 3 volumes. So get ready, and I'll see you next time. The end.